Happy October! Are you one of the lucky ones who got a pass to Oogie Boogie Bash? That's so exciting. I went last year for the very first time, and I just wanted to share some tips I had if you're going this year for the first time, or if you just want to make kind of the most of your experience. So in no particular order, these are the tips that I have for going to Oogie Boogie Bash. One of the tips I have is to get there early. So included with your pass is entry to the park early at 3 o'clock, and the event starts at 6. So once you get in, if you get there that early, it will be a little bit crowded because the people who were already in California Adventure that day are still in the park. So the mix of them plus the Oogie Boogie Bash event goers are all together at the same time. But it's still worth it to take advantage of the full hours that the pass gives you. Also, getting there early will help with parking lines and just, you know, making things go a little smoother. So we went on a Thursday and we got to the parking garage around 2:30 or 2:40, and the line, there wasn't a line. But my sister did go on a Sunday, and she said the line got backed up, but I don't think they got there until closer to the event time. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then when we got in line actually for the event, it was maybe 2:50. We didn't wait super long, because I know some of the forums online are saying that the line to get into Oogie Boogie Bash is really long. But we were at the entrance, and it came back out like far enough, but maybe to like where that ticket booth is. If you were to line it up with the ticket booths on the right, if you're facing the gates, it would be on the right. So we did have to wait a little bit, but honestly, once they started letting people in, it went really fast. And when you get to the front, they'll give you like the little goodie bag, or the little plastic bag that they give you to get the candy. And it is pretty small. So if you want to collect a lot of candy, definitely recommend bringing like a backpack or another bag. People bring like giant like shopping totes, you know? So it was enough for the amount of candy that my boyfriend and I wanted to get, so we weren't too concerned about it. But yeah. So definitely get there early and take advantage and use the extra time, not necessarily to go on rides, because like I said earlier, it gets a little bit crowded, but you can use this time to just kind of like walk around, get acquainted with where certain things are, especially if you're not familiar with the park and the layout of everything. At least this way you'll know like, okay, the thing I want to go to is over here, like this picture thing is over here, and then that way you just kind of get acquainted. And you can also use this time to eat. The food for the party doesn't start until like the event actually starts, but they still have like limited edition Halloween stuff, or just if you wanted to get something before the event starts, because once the event does start, it goes by so fast. So just like take advantage of all the time that you can. The next tip is kind of in relation to that first one, or the end of that, where I said eat early. So some of the food options close early, like at 10 o'clock. If the event closes at 11, they'll close an hour early. So just double check if there's something that you really want to eat, like if there's some churro or some snack that is only available during event hours. Double check when that place closes, and also just kind of like get it out of the way first so you don't forget or lose track or whatever. But that's if you really just wanted to eat something that was special for the event. If you don't care, then I would eat beforehand, and then that way you don't have to worry about doing it during the event at all. This might be the most important tip, but to really get what you want out of the event, I would prioritize what you want to do, eat, see, take pictures with, etc. And keep that handy and really have it listed, you know, like 1 through 5, and then like nice to have. So that way you can really plan your night out, and you won't be disappointed at the end of the night if you didn't get to do something that you really wanted to do because you forgot about it, or because it slipped your mind, or because, you know, you just simply ran out of time. So the event items are already posted online. The event has already started. Actually, this is a little bit late. So you can go online and check like what the characters are, what the photo opportunities are, when the parade is, all of these things. So then you can really prioritize like, okay, do you want to go on the treat trails and get candy and meet like Agatha? Like that was number one for me, right? Or do you want to see Oogie Boogie? Those are different things. Do you want to take pictures with the Sanderson sisters? Because that will take up a good amount of time because their line is always really long to take a picture with them. So these are just different things to keep in mind. But if you go in with a priority list of like, okay, these are the top 5 things I want to do and everything else is just nice to have, then I think you'll go away from the event with like a little bit of a better feeling knowing that you got to do your top things. My tip for things to do would be 1, check out Villains Grove. It is so impressive. It's really cool. It's not a treat trail and there are no characters, but it is a light show that they have themed to different villains. And it is where the Redwood, like, kind of exploration part in the park is, closer to the Grand Californian Hotel. And that area, they just do up in lights. It's really cool. I guess if you have little kids, they might not want to do it because there's no candy there. But if you are not with kids, or if your kids are a little bit older, maybe they'll appreciate it. But it's really worth checking out. The other thing I recommend in terms of things to do is to go on rides, especially at the end of the night. Like everything is a walk-on. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty amazing. So we got to do Guardians of the Galaxy with the overlay walk-on. We walked onto Spider-Man, and these are all usually rides with like 45-minute plus lines. So it's a really good opportunity. We did skip the parade to go do the ride. So it's totally up to you if those things are more important to you, but it's also definitely worth it to check out a ride or two. Also, can we just take a minute to appreciate my very first Spirit jersey? It's the Halloween one, of course. Another tip I have is to utilize PhotoPass. So PhotoPass comes with your ticket. You get a little QR code on your wristband, so that way when you take a photo, the photographer just scans the QR code and then it goes into your Disneyland app and you can download them. It's such a cool thing to have, and the photos that they take are always really impressive. Sometimes they'll do extra things on there, so you have a little surprise when you get your photo back, like they'll put a little character on it. So definitely worth checking out. Again, if you get there early, like at 3, you can still use your PhotoPass. So we did that. We got there early and we took a couple photos in Cars Land with Mater and with Lightning McQueen. So that's definitely something you guys can check out. And then even when we were just walking around, there was nobody in Adventures Campus or at that certain part where the sign is. So we ended up having like our own little photo shoot at Adventures Campus, and it came out really nice. So just something like in case you forget or in case you didn't know, that PhotoPass is included with your ticket, and it's super easy to use. It's free, and you have just like nice memories from the event. The next tip I have is to dress up. People are so creative with their costumes. It was actually one of my favorite things about the event was just seeing what everybody wore, especially what the families wore as a, as a unit. Like a lot of people were doing Encanto because Encanto had just came out when we went, and it was so cute. But we also saw really fun things like different interpretations of The Little Mermaid and Turning Red. So it's really fun to see everyone in their costumes, not just the little kids. The adults get really creative. The girl behind me in line was Ursula when she was human form. I'm blanking on the name. And this was before the live action came out, so this was still the cartoon version. But she looked amazing, and it was so cute and creative. So, it's so fun to see that. My partner and I did very simple, like, iterations of Marvel characters. He dressed up as Loki, but he just really wore the horns and, like, his normal clothes. So it was, like, everyday Loki or maybe even emo Loki. And I was Wanda from WandaVision, like, right before she turns into the Scarlet Witch, or kind of, like, at that end scene. So I just wore, like, jeans, a burgundy zip up, painted my hands black, and wore like a little crown. So, that was really easy and comfortable because it was also really hot the day that we went. That's another thing. California at this time is very up and down. So like last week was cold, like fall weather, and this week it's back up to 95. So Also, just check the weather if you're from out of town to make sure that you're dressed appropriately because you don't want to be too hot or too cold. Anyways, that's a tangent. So dressing up, definitely recommend to dress up. It's just more fun. And then if not, like if you don't want to wear a costume, maybe just wear something like this, like my new Spirit jersey. Just something that will kind of get you in the Halloween mood, because if not, you'll also feel a little bit like left out, at least in my opinion. So those are my tips after going to Oogie Boogie for just one time, but these learnings would have really helped me, and I think that they will help you get the most that you want out of the event. So I hope you have a wonderful time, and I will have some Halloween vlogs at Disney up by the end of the month, and also some memory planning. So I hope you guys come back and tune into those. And until then, have a great day or night. Bye.